SP, can I circle back right before he signs out? I feel like I left something when we were, because I know that the one thing the audience is going to take away from this whole podcast was how passionate he got when we talked about the Haney situation and the aftermath of the Garcia fight. And now I'm remembering your dad was in his camp in New York for that fight. So I forgot that element of it. And when you brought up that Roy Jones says, I don't care if the guy has a needle in his neck, and your dad, I hesitated in that moment because I have so much respect and love for the great Roy Jones and the great Sugar Shane Mosley Sr. Sure. But then I my job is to follow up and that, and then I hear Bill Haney in the back of my foot. How Bill adjusting his Gucci shades at me and going, how you not tell that motherfucker when he brought up Shane Mosley that his pops did steroids and Roy Jones, he did steroids against Richard Hall.
So he never popped for steroids.
Right.
He never popped for steroids. So just like he was alleged that he used steroids, he never got popped for steroids. He never had a test that said he was for steroids. He was on your guy,
Victor Conte, who's going through some cancer stuff right now.
The owner of Snack, right? Yep. Look, I'm nothing against that, but it's like, because I was with Snack too. So there's nothing against that. And I'm not saying that you're doing that, but it was just because he was on his ledgers of all the stuff that he got caught up in. So it's like there would be no different than that Devin would get popped for that reason, right? Because you're on his ledger of all the stuff that he's doing, you would have got popped during that time.
I guess Pops was on the HBO showed it months after the De La Hoya rematch. He had to admit in a hearing about the EPO with Conti, and it's funny, ironic enough, Haney's with Conti now to this day.
Exactly, but what I'm saying is he had to admit to it, but he didn't ever test positive for it. Right? So that's
that shows you how deep it could be in the game. There could be a lot of fighters never testing positive, but some substances are being used.
Yeah. So but nevertheless, it has nothing to do with what I was saying. It has nothing to do with none of that. I'm talking about the mentality, the mindset.
You gotta be a dog in this shit.
Right? Like the fact that you're using that as an excuse. Even when Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, after the first fight, it was because it was a long count. It was always an excuse. Right. It was always an excuse, and every single time it got worse and worse. because
it actually got better after the second fight to the third fight, but he still lost. But it got a little better.
Excuses?
But what I'm saying is that he lost.
Yes.
And he lost because you can't accept that, this man beat me. He was better than me that night. I got to come back and I got to win, or I got to be better. The only way you change is if you accept the fact that you have messed up and you've done stuff in the past, or that you didn't do something right, and that you get better. That's ownership. That's accountability, and that's how I feel like you would get better. And yes, we can all point fingers of this and that and this and that, but at the end of the day, I do feel like it would have helped and would have been beneficial to a better fight, because you wouldn't be afraid of these things. You would go, okay, I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with this, that I had a bad performance. I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and I can change and become better, and people can see me in a better light. Because I don't think two performances like that everybody is asking for, him to fight in a main event, like big fight again, right?
Show us more. Show us you are what you say you are.
Yeah, there's some guys that like the Canelo's out there, right? With Devin's resume, you would think that he could fight anybody, Billy Fall down and be able to fill up a stadium, right? He's got the list of fighters that
he's decorated.
Yes, he's got everybody on his resume. So you would think that like Canelo, he could fight anybody, right? But he can't do that because of those last two performances, right? That people clearly could see that something is not adding up, right? And so that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's not a great fighter. I'm not saying that I don't love him as a fighter. I think that he's great. I think that he's one of the best talents. I don't think that he's peaked.
He just got to get back.
I think he just got to.
And I think you're right. The best way, or the
so
way he gets back there. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not shitting on the guy. I love the guy.
Yeah. Some people can't accept tough love.
No, especially
Boxers
my generation.
Right. We like if. In order to tell somebody that you love them, sometimes you gotta tell them to do hard things. I remember, like after I beat Danny, he said, "Man," he called me and said, "Yo."
On the show, even.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, man, like what? Like
step on the gas."
Yeah, what's up, man? Like I thought you won, but you could have done more.
I'm gonna tell.
I did him after Danny Garcia.
I would tell a quick story real quick. The first time we sparred out there in L.A.
Yep.
I went back to the room and I was like, "Yo, he fight just like his dad." And I was like, in that right hand too. Like I was like, he got it all, you know what I mean? And I was like, how come he can do it and I can't? Cause I just getting in the ring with you and looking at you, everything is a lot like your dad. And
Samantha, my wife, we saw him fight at the Cosmo back in like 2016.
Yeah.
And she's like, wow, genetics are crazy. That dude really looked like.
And that was when he was mad raw with it too.
Yeah.
He just was probably all shamed.
I said his dad with a twist.
Yeah.
It's his dad with his twist.
Yeah. So
he put his shit on it.
We just gotta get the twist in the ring. That's all.
Yep.